G'day, this is Andy from Melodie. So you found the perfect Melodie track. Emotionally, it's hitting all the right buttons and the vibe is totally on point, but the duration's not perfect for your edit. So what do? You cut. Editing music, if you haven't done it before, can seem like a dark art, but really, it's not. If you can count, you can cut. So for starters, let's give thanks to the gods of technology that we're now using digital data and workstations. We're not still cutting tape with razor blades and a China graph. Editing on a workstation means not only do you have multiple opportunities to get it right and try variations, you can actually see what the audio is doing in the waveform. So the neatest and sweetest way to cut music is on the beat. And that can be any beat and doesn't necessarily have to be the same beat. That depends on the context. But to get a good basic beat match, you should be cutting in the same place on a bar. Western music, especially contemporary music, is usually measured in 4 beats for 1 bar. And most song patterns work in multiples of 4 bars. 4 bars, 8 bars, 16 bars, etc. So the first thing is to listen for the downbeat of the bar, i.e. beat 1, when a conductor does this. In this metronome or click track, it's accentuated with a higher pitch sound. In contemporary music, this is often played on a kick drum, also known as the bass drum. So editing on beat 1 is probably the best thing to do, as that way you'll find the patterns that are in the song. Here's a 2-bar pattern that I'll repeat. For most rock, pop, EDM and country etc., there is typically a snare drum that's played on beats 2 and 4 of a bar. You can tell a snare because they have a crack or a snap to their sound. This is a snare drum and this is its snare. So if you're finding it a bit hard to pick beat 1 of a bar, try using that snare drum we just heard and cut on beat 2. If your track is too long for your content and it's a pretty straightforward track, sometimes the easiest solution is just to splice on the final beat around where you want it to finish. With the joy of rolling edits, if you find that doesn't sound right, you can just open up the front so you can find a better cut point. So that's reasonably straightforward if you have a single track. What if you want to cut 2 different tracks together? In this example, it's pretty easy as the tracks are a very similar tempo. But what if they're not? Try using another sound element to bridge the gap. The classic cymbal wash can work a treat. At the end of the day, the more you edit music, the more you'll find your own tricks to success. So, be brave, creators. Now, get out there and create!